yourself. Comes down to big game.
Hey, listen, I hate the rule. I think it should be.
I think it's time to get the money cut.
I got no idea. Marcus.
Anybody?
Okay. I'd still take it.
The bet.
Marquez. Whoever.
Red border. I talked about that, right?
Get it?
We get a countdown? We get a countdown, or are we here?
We're on, baby.
We're on? We're on? Welcome to the Pretty Bad Sports Podcast Pro Bowl week.
What's going on, gentlemen?
The week
Next.
that nobody cares about, but everyone talks about.
Next.
Next. Yeah, fuck the Pro Bowl, honestly. I'm watching this skills
They got the skills
competition.
competition. Snooze.
It's literally, if you want to be serious, the no skills competition. Because all the skilled players are still playing.
Hell yeah.
What
So
episode
this
is it?
week,
What episode is it?
We are on 24, 25.
Wow, a LaShawn McCoy episode. I like that. Shady McCoy.
Let's open it up with the the Patriots as far as Tom Brady is retiring. You guys buying that? I had to rock my GOAT jersey tonight.
Oh, God, but he couldn't at least do a Patriots one?
I got a Super Bowl one. Sorry, I spilled buffalo sauce all over my Tom Brady Patriots shirt.
Tell us about it.
God, man.
It was at your house, I think, actually, Burton.
Was it?
I think so, yeah. I spilled buffalo sauce all over myself on one of our fucking beautiful Super Bowls that we won. It was great.
Is Patty Ice the only Patriots fan that doesn't have a Tom Brady jersey at this point?
I mean,
No,
I
no,
a
no,
quick funny
Patriots
story
fan.
about what happened to mine.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay, so I got this will be quick. I got buffalo sauce all over my Tom Brady Patriots jersey. It was white. I had to be a Karen. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. Didn't even buy it at Dick's Sporting Goods. I said, I got this Tom Brady jersey from my aunt for my birthday, and it's got buffalo sauce all over it. And they looked at me like, buddy, yeah? And I said, listen, I'm gonna need a new Tom Brady jersey for the inconvenience of the buffalo sauce all over my brand new jersey that I got for my birthday. And I had to go at bat a couple times, you know what I mean? This was like my third time around the lineup, but manager ends up saying, listen, buddy, we got no Tom Brady jerseys left, but you can grab yourself a Patriots jersey if you want. So that's how I got myself a Rob Gronkowski blue jersey.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. It's a story. It's pretty touching.
Yeah.
That was just some buffalo sauce on my eye, though. I wasn't crying.
So, hey, let's say what's up to the chat. We got positive vibes in here. That's my boy Crafty. He says, go, Pack, go. We got Erica, our girl from Twitch, tuning in because she's great like that. She's a great supporter. We got the one and only Maddie Ice, the Maddie Mo Show, who also goes live on Twitch every Monday through Friday, and he's also going to be going live on YouTube as well. So check out his live streams. They're a lot of fun. And then that's all we got in the comments so far. Actually, we got Islander fan in there. We got Pick Flair in there. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Oh, we got some people in here right now. I love the energy. On an off week, we love the energy. Love it.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get serious, though. I want to ask you guys, what was your favorite Tom Brady Super Bowl or moment?
Oof, my favorite Tom Brady Super Bowl or moment. You know what it was? And I think the old heads are going to love me for this, but my favorite Tom Brady Super Bowl moment was against the Rams where he spiked it. It went perfectly up in the air like 4 feet and caught it over him. Caught it over the center. And then Vinatieri came in and won his first Super Bowl. That would be my favorite. And it might not. I mean, I know there were way crazier ones, but that really just set this man up to be the GOAT. Like, what a great Super Bowl win. What a great drive.
Yeah, you had
what a great drive. John Madden said, like, oh, that had some energy to it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, just what a great moment.
Nail it out. Yeah, John Madden like didn't want him to go for it. He's like, take this to overtime.
Diesel, what's yours?
Oh man, dude, there's so many. I gotta say, dude, that fucking drive versus Atlanta to tie the game up was epic. Like Brady was beyond perfect. Obviously, there's some magic with the Edelman catch, but that drive versus Atlanta, dude, like my heart was beating through my chest, dude. I was never so nervous in my life. I gotta admit that was the most.
Sorry, Diesel. I didn't mean to cut you short there.
No, it's fine.
But you'll like this, the one that I got actually. You'll like it a lot. So my favorite moment, I was actually with our producer Rob Time, and I was with Diesel, and then I was with our boy, the real Flip the Bird, and some other friends. And it was the Patriots versus Seahawks Super Bowl. And anybody that knows Diesel in real life will relate to this story. Obviously, it wasn't looking good. We're on the goal line there, and this kid's just got his hand on my shoulder, and he says, "It's not over, Patty Ice. It's not over yet." And if anybody knows me, I'm just like, you're gonna be fucking kidding me, dude. Marshawn Lynch is about to run this in for a fucking touchdown. And what do you know? Malcolm Butler, baby. That's my favorite one just because, like, it just shows how much of a team sport it is. That guy was an undrafted free agent, and he made arguably the biggest play in Super Bowl history. So that's my favorite moment for the Brady era.
That was epic. Sick time to celebrate with the boys on that one.
Oh, dude, that Super Bowl. I mean, I shouldn't even do it because we could go all night here about Brady Super Bowl and Brady game stories and stuff. I mean, just so many memories. So, the one thing that I want to say is I'm not sure if he's actually done. I want to go a full season without Brady, a full regular season and playoffs before I actually believe he's done. And even when I said that to myself yesterday, it's like I might need a full 2 seasons before I think he's done. I'm not sure, dude. I'm really not sure.
You're kind of on the same vibes. I talked to you in a group chat early when that news broke out. Like, what do you think? Do you think that there's, you're not 100% sold on him being retired, or?
No, I'm not sold either. I mean, I feel like we've seen this already before. I'm gonna have to wait till the NFL season starts all over again till I'm officially know Tom's done for good. But I feel like he's gonna get that fire, man. He's gonna get that fire. I feel like again.
So I personally think this is it. I think that he's really retired this time. I would be so disappointed if this guy Brett Favre's us. But I will say, I would not be surprised. Like, I'll use last year as an example. You got a really high-powered offense in the Dolphins, and their QBs go down in whatever it was, week 15 or whatever. They sneak into the playoffs. Like, if a scenario like that happens, like, do you call up Uncle Tommy in week 15? Like, I think it would take a perfect situation, but I'm going to stick with my gut. I think that he's retired for good this time. What's the chat think? Do you guys think that Tom Brady is retired for real, or do you guys think that, you're not buying into that?
Crafty says he's coming back like Batman.
I love that. Shout out to our boy Crafty. Hell yeah.
Hold on. We missed a comment here. Chad told us to take the glasses off, and I got one thing to say to you, Chad. I love you, buddy, but no, shut your mouth.
How did I miss that comment?
No, I love you, Chad, though. I agree.
Squids. Wow.
I'm running out of glasses, so I kind of feel them. But, like, dude, listen. Have you guys ever seen fucking Big Daddy? These are my invisibility glasses. When I come on here, when I come on camera, I need something to remind me that, like, no one else can see me. Yep. You know what I mean? So, Chad, let me be, all right, dude? Fuck, they're emotional support glasses. God damn it.
So let's talk about the conference championships real quick. I mean, not much to talk about with the Eagles and 49ers, really. I mean, sucks that their quarterbacks went down because the 49ers are really set up to win right now. But unfortunately, the injuries really fucking smoked them, and the Eagles just continue to be the powerhouse that they are. What are you guys' thoughts on that game?
Go ahead, Diesel. I want to hear you first.
Yeah, honestly, like I kind of jumped on I've been on the 49ers bandwagon the past couple of years now, and I don't think I ever seen a quarterback room get so destroyed in one full season. He lost they lost a top draft pick in Trey Lance, who we didn't know really much about, and then they get to see he didn't really look good, but still he had potential. And then Jimmy G, guy has a good track record with the Niners. He gets injured, and you're like, all right, no way the Niners keep it up. And then they get this kid, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant.
You already forgot his name, huh?
That's it, buddy. He's buried, buddy.
He's done.
That's who he is, though.
That's it. I just feel like I feel bad for the kid, but he's gonna get buried in that QB room. But if Jimmy G goes, he's right there behind Lance. And
Well, they already, if you heard that, Shanahan kind of put that to bed. It looks like Jimmy G is played his last game as a 49ers, what it sounds like, according to them.
Didn't we also hear that last year?
they
Like,
Did he
signed
say that in the press comp? Oh, you're right. He said he's going to be a backup, right?
Well, no, he basically said it was kind of like Bill.
trade him, kind of right.
Yeah, they said our quarterback is him, and we're moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo, I think was the quote. But I mean, that quarterback room got demolished, right? And Trey Lance, I know not a lot of people were big on him, but me and a longtime guest on here, Teddy Bruschi, loved that kid in college. Loved him. I mean, crappy conference, but that kid had a lot of the skills that I was really excited to see him play. And when you saw some of his practice clips and some of his preseason clips, he looked pretty good. Like, for a rookie, he looked like he had some upside. He didn't get enough games for us to say he was a bust, though. So I think next year, him taking over that offense, there's a lot to be said for what the potential is. Brock Purdy, at this point, dude, he's getting Tommy John surgery. He might not be eligible to play until December.
Six
6 months, but
he won't be back till midseason. And that's just
it might be late season with how those surgeries go. That's a serious injury, and I'm going to be real blunt right now. His fucking career might be done. That's a terrible injury. It can affect the way you throw.
Mr. Relevant, he already has sorry to cut you off, but he already has the odds against him, right? Where,
Well, what he does have is that he had a great year this year, but what he doesn't have is really much else if his arm is hurt, right? Like, he's not Cam Newton, who's still going to get jobs offered because he can run the ball and he can make plays with his legs. Like, his ability is game management, and he had a pretty goddamn decent arm. Way better than what I thought he had. After the first couple stretch of games, I was like, he's just kind of like a Mac Jones. He can kind of manage the game and get the ball to his players, and the difference is he has an amazing offense. Now, I saw that he could move around a little bit outside the pocket, and his arm was pretty damn good.
He can throw on the run.
Dude, Tommy John surgery is fucking huge for a kid like that.
He's going to have to live by that nickname and see if he gets a job back somewhere. Maybe he gets another chance with another team, or maybe you never know. The Niners have another chaos in the quarterback room.
I am going to drag in the first.
Oh, God.
The first special guest tonight. And this guy, he is a lifelong Kansas City Chief, and his boys just fucking dominated in Arrowhead, and they are fighting for another Super Bowl. Eric, welcome to the show. How are you?
How we doing, boys?
There he is, baby.
There he is.
Eric, man, thank you for coming on. Very happy to have you again. Must be a good luck thing coming on this show because your Chiefs had a nice little win last week, buddy.
Let's keep it rolling. One more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Eric's been on the show once. They got 14 wins this year. Just saying.
Hey, it's the show. It's the show. We're good, Juju.
Hey, I'll take it.
Eric, how does it feel? You know what I mean? There was a lot, this was a rivalry game. This could be a matchup we see for years to come in the conference championship. How does it feel putting the Burrowhead Stadium talk to sleep?
In the words of the late, great Justin Chickless, talk shit, get hit.
Let's go. I love that.
Love that, bro. Hey, I'm chugging this for Chick real
Let's
quick.
go. I'll cheers to Chicky right here.
Cheers, chick. I don't have a drink, but I love you, kid.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Better go get a drink,
That's a great
motherfucker.
answer. I love that, man. So, what a game, huh?
Tremendous. Great game.
Now, Eric,
Yep.
I'm gonna ask you this
Wouldn't expect
because
anything less.
I know that a lot of people are probably giving you shit, and they're not giving it to me because I'm a Patriots fan. And, a couple people gave me it because I've been saying that the Chiefs are a Super Bowl contender this year. Can we talk about how none of the bad calls resulted in either points or loss of points, so everyone needs to shut the fuck up about it?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm willing. Anyone who wants to challenge me on any call, I'm willing to talk about each call. But yeah, none
Go
of
watch
them.
the film. There were some bad calls, but there's been bad calls all year, and there were way worse calls in other games than that game. And if you go watch the film, the only thing you can say is that, it changed, the field position on some punts, and they ran a little bit more clock. 0 points scored and 0 points taken away on bad penalties. Shut the fuck up. No Bengals players are complaining about missed calls in that game. You don't see it because it didn't matter. They played a great game, and at the end of the day, the only call that mattered was a call that was correct. And even if that roughing the passer or personal foul, whatever it is, hitting the quarterback out of bounds, even if that wasn't called, Harrison Butker has hit 60-yard field goals before. He could have hit that anyways.
That's where I'm going to heat check you. That he kicked. How long was the field goal that he kicked after the penalty?
45.
So you think he would have hit
60.
a 60-yarder?
He's hit 62 4 times.
Oh, he's hit 62 yards 4 times.
He's
He
one
has
of
zero
the
head
biggest legs in the league, man. Like, that's what I'm not saying you would have. I'm not saying it's an easy kick, but
No.
you're talking about potentially.
He's hit 4. That's why we got Pick Flair on the show. Okay, buddy, I'm gonna.
Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong about the 4, but I swear to God, I looked earlier this week and it said that he's hit 4. I
He
swear.
has the Arrowhead record for the longest field goal.
Okay.
62 yards was his longest field goal, and
that one.
yeah,
And
the
I'm
field
gonna
goal would have been
apologize
60.
as well.
Well, he still could have missed it, dude. It was a cold game, and he could have missed it,
but
but the game it wasn't decided by that call.
I wouldn't have felt good about it at 60, but he definitely has 45 all day.
All day. He's a beast of a kicker. He's got a hell of a leg. Osai, honestly, I feel bad for him because you could tell he tried to hold up and he buckled the hell out of his knee. And the problem is he tried to stop too late. He fell right on top of Mahomes. He basically slid him into the bench. Like, there's just no way that call isn't being made. You have to make that call.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But great game, though. I mean, listen, you couldn't have asked for anything more because, honestly, going into that game, all of us were thinking the same thing. Like, holy shit, what the fuck was that first game, man? Like, we need a good game. No one wanted to watch 2 championship games that sucked.
You want to know who I was really impressed with was Vontez Scantling, man. Marquez what is it? Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I couldn't get it out. But dude, he was so clutch in that game. It felt like not only did he perform well with the stats, but dude, it felt like every big play where they needed to make something happen, that guy just fucking showed up.
He makes tough catches. He'll drop the easy ones randomly, but he will
He'll
come
drop
up
the
big.
wide open deep ball, but he'll catch
Eric, do you remember what we said? Because I almost clipped this too. I almost did, but we had the Chris Jones one. I thought it was a better take. Yeah. We talked about last week about how Eli Apple is a scumbag and a shit talker, and he's going to blow it for them by shit talking too early. And I said, I don't know if it's going to be Juju. I don't know if it's going to be MVS, who's Martin Valdez-Scantling, or if it's going to be Sky Moore or some random. It was MVS. MVS toasted him all fucking game. He made him look like the shitty cornerback he was. He had 6 receptions for, I think, 147 and a touchdown or something like that. Amazing game by MVS, but you gotta fucking, if I'm Bengals Nation, get Eli Apple off your team.
He sucks.
I know. If you're anybody, I mean, Doyle, what do you think about Eli Apple at this point?
He can't back up his talk.
As soon as he talks, they blow it. We talked about it last week. Like he talked too early.
Number 1 corner in the league. But anyways, Eric, I mean, the absence of Tyreek Hill, obviously it's not hurting them. They're back in the Super Bowl. I know we kind of touched on this last week, but like, are you surprised as a Chiefs fan that you guys aren't really missing any beats without him?
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised. I knew they'd figure it out. I didn't think it would be this soon. I mean, guys like Sky Moore, I didn't expect to go right into the fold like he did. I mean, good for him stepping up last week.
He's looked
Juju and,
questionable all year
MVS.
too. For that kid to step up, he's looked pretty
Yeah.
questionable this year because it looked like they were trying to make Sky Moore Tyreek Hill from week 1 to week 6, and he kind of shit the bed. Last week he made up for it for sure.
Yeah, every punt that went to him, I held my breath on. But
oh my god,
credit
he's
to him.
Scary. Yeah, he had a great game. He technically won the game for them, if we want to be honest.
Yeah.
That punt return at the end was.
Now, do you think there was a block in the back on that punt return, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, whatever.
Maybe. Like, there's a block in the back on almost every fucking punt or kick return. Like, if you want to think they're gonna hit every single play, wait until artificial intelligence comes out. Like,
I mean,
they're not gonna get every fucking call, man.
How about that bullshit taunting call? Give me a break. Like, okay, that was.
Yeah.
How about the weak ass hold call that brought back Pacheco's run touchdown? Like, we had three calls go the other way against us too. I mean, you want to look at it. You can look at it both ways.
They're not going to talk about that because you won.
No.
You won. Like, if it was the other way around, Chiefs fans, not Chiefs fans, but a lot of people who were, rooting for the Chiefs in that game would be saying the same thing. They'd be saying that the calls went against us. The calls went against us. In reality, until we get refs to be robots, there's never going to be a game that isn't somewhat swung by bad or egregious calls. Right. It's just the way it is. It's human nature. They're never going to be perfect. So, like, you could say, oh, the refs blew it, but nothing in that game was the same as was it Gardner Johnson or Roby Coleman on the Saints-Rams game? Like, nothing was even close to that.
Yeah.
Nothing caused the game-winning touchdown to get called back or a 4th and 2 to get called back. Like, that third down where no one heard the whistle, they punted on the next first down. So who cares?
The other thing about that actually, if you think about that actually helped the Bengals because the reason that play was stopped was because the clock was running. Okay, so he came in to blow it up. So they actually put time back on the clock and they ended up getting the ball back. So that actually did help the Bengals in the long run.
Yeah, but again, it's they see that the problem is that it's Arrowhead Stadium. It's extremely loud. No one at home is going to hear that whistle. And I've heard that there were players that said we really couldn't even hear the whistle on the field from the sidelines. It's valid. It's a loud game, but you want them to get that call right. And if the whistle was blown, then the call was right. And no one on the field argued that. You don't see Bengals fans out there saying that they lied about it. So,
what does your eye test tell you, though, in the game? I mean, honestly, like, I know it was a close game, but we dominated them defensively. We absolutely took a shit on Burrow.
I think that the defensive line,
a little bit here, but I mean, 5 sacks and 2 picks. What else could we have done on the defensive side?
And there were more than just those 5 sacks. Like, they were on Burrow's ass the whole game, dude.
They just wanted it more.
He did a couple big mistakes there too. Like he will trust his receivers. He is not afraid to chuck it into double coverage.
Oh, some of them paid off.
They do pay off, but he also threw, he threw a pick trying to give it to. Actually, I don't even know if he was double teamed on that one. I think he might have just underthrown it a bit.
It was two rookies. One of them tipped it, and then the safety had time to come over top. Hey, Eric, another thing. What do we say, baby? Those rookies in the secondary were gonna show up this week. Trent McDuffie, my boy. Hey, you made some great calls, Eric. You made some great calls last week, and they all they showed up.
Yeah, Jamar Chase was with McDuffie on him. I saw Jamar Chase. They had 40% passer rating. It was, I think, 1 catch for 8 yards.
Yeah,
crazy.
McDuffie's legit.
Jamar Chase, dude, he made a couple plays in that game, dude. He's a baller, man. I think that these teams are definitely going to see each other again. I think that Britton made a great comparison in the last episode where he kind of compared it to like a Brady Peyton Manning era. I think that it totally could be that, unless
it feels like it already.
Yeah,
the teams kind of hate each other already. Yeah. A lot of shit talking. I love it. I mean, I hope to see this more often. I mean, obviously, I hope my Patriots are back in the show, but it might take some time.
Right. Hey, if we get ourselves a quarterback, you never know.
No, Billy O.
Eric, Chris Jones he had a massive impact. Pick Flair hit this one on the head last week as well. You know, in the AFC Championship game, he's got heart, man, and I think he really loves being a Chief. Like, how important of a piece is Chris Jones to this Chiefs' defensive success?
Massive. I mean, they asked Frank Clark the same thing, and Frank said he's the guy. You know, he's the unmovable or unblockable force basically on that defense.
And they moved him around the same way that the Rams moved Aaron Donald around in that Super Bowl last year.
I was not expecting that. So I didn't even realize. So they purposely played very one-sided with him in the regular season with the intention to move him in the AFC Championship, which was brilliant. But I did not see that coming. Honestly, I've never seen them move him as much as they did, and I mean they got their hands full this game coming up. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing, but what's their weak link? I really don't know.
Eagles O-line, bro. Woo! There's some big boys on that Eagles O-line.
No,
name a unit on the Eagles that's weak, and I will fucking call you an idiot. There is not a single unit.
It's like, you know, where are we going to put Chris Jones? Because you can't go at Kelsey, you can't go at Lane Johnson.
Lane Johnson looked amazing last week. He held Bosa to 0 pressures. That is unreal.
With a torn groin.
Yeah, Lane Johnson playing injured right now. He shouldn't even be playing, and this guy's just
beasting. And he held probably, in my opinion, right now the best football player in the NFL to 0 impact when he lined up against him. Unreal.
I don't really know much about it, but aren't the Eagles down a guard? I saw that somebody got in some legal trouble.
Oof.
Have you guys heard about that?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he a starter for them? I
have no idea. I just saw it in the news.
I need my Eagle boys to come on there.
If he is a starter, I didn't know. But I saw
an elbow injury, right? They had one guy with an elbow injury.
And then Lane Johnson's got the back, right? Or the back or shoulder,
Eric,
whatever.
As a fan, what worries you the most about this Eagles team going into the Super Bowl?
Their offensive line. I mean, if we can't, I mean, we're not going to do what we did to the Bengals, but if we can't at least make the kid uncomfortable, we got to make him work. Like he's sitting back there. He's throwing only 20 times a game. He's
kind of banged up too. He's banged up.
Yeah. We got to make him grow. We got to make this more one-dimensional for them. I mean, they can't be running it down our throat all night.
Eric, I'm going to push back on you a little bit, man, because I think that what you should be more worried about is that Eagles front seven. Because the last time that Mahomes lost in the Super Bowl, who was it that really took the Chiefs out of the game? It was the Buccaneers front seven that had this dude running around like a toddler trying to not put on his diaper. You know what I'm talking about, Diesel. Like
I know what you're saying, but I mean
that front seven looks unreal.
We had all backups in that Super Bowl on the line. Like this one,
definitely different O-line you got.
We have the number 1 rated pass block win rate offensive line in the league. So it's going against the number 1 pass rush win rate. So it's, you know.
Well, here's what I'm going to say, and I've thought about that, and you're right. The thing that I would say is that this year Mahomes has done a great job including the running backs in the pass game and spreading the ball around a lot more. And that's why, like, Tyreek being gone, I was like, all right, you know, this might be a little tough. And he did the right thing in not trying to pick up a new Tyreek. He just fucking moved the ball around a ton. Jerick McKinnon stepped up. Even like the first couple games, Clyde Edwards-Helaire stepped up, and then he just disappeared into the fucking universe. But I think that the one reason why that unit has been much better this year is because Mahomes wasn't trying to push the ball downfield every single play. He was just trying to dump it off, get the ball out, and move, and that makes it a lot easier on your offensive line. So even though I love Creed Humphrey, I love the offensive line and as a whole unit, to be honest with you, but there's a difference between, like, you know, a great offensive line and a front seven that we have not seen this type of depth in a while, dude. This front seven for the Eagles is wild.
Go ahead, Eric.
I mean, granted, this is a regular season game, but did you guys see what we did to the 49ers in their building?
Of course.
Okay, so you got to respect their front seven as well. I mean, so this is what I was saying last week about Hardman, and it sucks we're not going to have him for the Super Bowl, but we're going to run jet sweeps on him. Like, they're going to come hard at us, and we're going to hit him on the edges.
Yeah, because they're big in the middle. Like,
Right.
I don't know if they have that type of speed. I mean, that Reddick is a freak, so he can get outside.
See, that's what I was going to say is that I do respect the 49ers front seven. I don't think they have nearly the same depth as the Eagles do. They have the same type of star power, but they don't have the depth. Like, dude, you're talking I would have starters on probably 26 teams that are on the second unit of the front four on the Eagles.
When they added Ndamukong Suh to that D-line and Linval Joseph, they said that's almost 1,000 pounds in the trenches right there. Which,
that's like their third string line.
I know. With Fletcher Cox and
Ndamukong Suh might not see a snap this Super Bowl, and he might get a ring. That's insane.
Good they are.
Jordan Davis, dude. Like, they got the kid from Georgia who's just a unit. Like, he's kind of quiet.
N'Kobe Dean? Or are you talking about Jordan Davis? I'm sorry.
Jordan Davis, the monster, fucking Godzilla.
But N'Kobe Dean too, who I mean, dude, they're freakish in that front seven, and N'Kobe Dean's fast. Jordan Davis is big, but he's fast too, dude.
It's
like,
not right. How is somebody
Hassan Reddick is a lengthier Micah Parsons, in my opinion. Like, he's freaking freakish.
Don't sleep on Mr. Vet himself, Mr. Super Bowl winner versus the Patriots, Brandon Graham. That guy's a game wrecker.
Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox both game breakers.
What do you think about what the Cowboys hung on them? I know they didn't have Jalen for that game, but the Cowboys put up 40 on him a few weeks ago. Yeah, towards the end of the season, so they're gettable.
Hey, any given Sunday, Sunday. I'm not counting it out.
We got to use our speed. We got to get to the edge.
This is the real test for the Eagles right here because they kind of had a cakewalk through the playoffs. So they've
had a cakewalk. Diesel, we've brought this up in a previous episode. Remember we went through their schedule, the Eagles' schedule, the whole season.
Dallas is the only competitive team they walked into, and then unfortunately, the 49ers go on a guy off the streets. Uncle Rico.
The Cowboys will never win anything in our lifetimes. Any of us on the show, they'll never win.
Here's the thing. No. It's not about the Cowboys. Here's the thing about the Eagles. Is that they are. No. Oh yeah, no. No, but the Eagles have been a team that has played a lot of teams that don't look great, and they've got a lot of their wins in bad situations. I've had Kellen, who's going to comment in here in a minute. I know it. He's called them the biggest frauds of all time in the playoffs. That's what he said. And I don't fully disagree with them because they've kind of had a cakewalk, but they're also in a division that had 3 playoff teams.
Oh, yeah.
And they also ran every single stat record for offense and defense. They were in top 5 for almost every single thing this year. And they have the most depth of every team. But I will tell you this. Even though I think the Eagles on paper are the better team and they have dominated more in the playoffs, I'm going with the fucking Chiefs again.
Let's go.
Let's go. They know what they're doing. They've been there before. Andy Reid is right now probably the best coach in the NFL. And they're going to fucking go in there and then fucking beat the fuck out of these fucking Eagles. Fuck the Eagles, man.
That leads me into my last question for you, Eric. This is a great time to bring this up. And this is something that I was looking to interview you. I was doing my homework, you know what I mean? I'm checking out your Facebook and stuff, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But I said, the Chiefs offense has just been so successful, right? So I kind of want to know, you've been a lifelong Chiefs fan. Who do you think deserves the credit for the Chiefs' offensive success? Is it more, or not just one person, but is this more Andy Reid? Is this more Patrick Mahomes being one of the best quarterbacks of all time? Or do you guys have some kind of elite offensive coordinator? What exactly is the success to their offense?
I give little to no credit to the coordinator. I mean, no offense, but Andy Reid's calling the plays.
He didn't even know his name.
Damn right.
Eric Bieniemy, and he should have a head coaching job. He should coach in Arizona, in my opinion. I think he'd be good in Arizona, but he's just caught up in the Rooney Rule. He's getting the token interview and getting pushed along. But I would say probably 60% Mahomes, 40% Andy Reid.
But, buddy, they've had great years with, very manageable quarterbacks that were pretty comparable to Mac Jones, in my opinion. Who was it? Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. And, he deserves a ring for that first Super Bowl because he brought up Mahomes. But
I'll take Alex Smith right now over Mac Jones with her broken fucking leg. Don't disrespect Alex Smith like that.
No, I mean he was awesome, but I mean, really, how many playoff games were we winning with him? We didn't go
That's
anywhere
kind of
with
what I
him.
mean.
We had
No.
Andy Reid,
Yeah.
we had Tyreek Hill, we had Travis Kelce, and we had Alex the quarterback, and we didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's kind of paying attention to the last game too. I mean, it's always Andy Reid with the headset. He's the one calling the plays and stuff. I mean, dude, I'm a big fan of Andy Reid. Honestly, man, he seems like a great person too, and that's why I really like him. I think he gets the best out of players. I think he's very reasonable as a human, and I don't know. I'm a big Andy Reid fan. I think he's one of the best coaches ever, man.
The players love him and they play for him. But I mean, think about this, and what really opened my eyes to Mahomes was this week down his 3 best receivers. I mean, he's still in on one leg.
I know.
And he still did it. So
you can't take at least a third, fourth, fifth, and sixth look at Mahomes' fucking stats in his first 5 years. An interesting post that I saw, and I challenged it, but it was, Mahomes could walk off the field right now and be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And the post said no other quarterback would be able to do this. And I said, hold on, Brady could have walked off in his first 5 years. Here's the interesting thing. Brady had 0 MVPs in his first 5 years. He had 1 in his 6th year. Brady did have 3 Super Bowls in his first 5 years, but he had 3 of the best defenses of all time, not the best offenses. Mahomes has had 3 of potentially the best offenses of all time. I understand both of them are Hall of Famers in their first 5 years, and I think that's the only realistically 2 quarterbacks you can say that about. But first ballot, Mahomes might be the only one.
We got Eric. Really appreciate you coming on, buddy. Thank you so much for the Chiefs talk. We're gonna be doing a lot more of this Super Bowl stuff leading up. We got 2 weeks. Good luck, buddy. Thank you for coming on. You got any last words? We got our Celtics guests in the chat right now.
No, I mean, hopefully I'll get on in the next week or two, before the Super Bowl. We'll have our final words. But if I don't, go Chiefs. And thanks for having me.
Thank you, Eric. Good luck, buddy.
Later, guys.
Go Birds.
All right, boys. We're going to change the pace a little bit here. We're going to change the Matty pace a bit, and we're going to bring in...
Oh, Matty pace.
Hell yeah. We're going to bring in a lifetime friend here. I'm going to even change my wardrobe live on the show, and we're going to get some fucking Celtics talking. I would like to welcome live to the show. This is a multi-time caller. This guy's not new to the show. Mikey Pease. What's going on, buddy? Oh, you're not allowed to bring those pipes on fucking YouTube like that, buddy. Oh, look at that shirt, Diesel.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
I'm doing excellent.
What up, baby?
How we doing?
What's up, Mikey?
Not much, boys. Not much.
No one was saying nothing. I had to say something.
All-star Jaylen Brown. All-star Jaylen Brown right here.
All right, I was gonna say that better be a Jaylen Brown jersey because hey, another one. I'm gonna let you guys talk about the Celtics, but hey, Kellen, one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear me last time I should talk to you on this. Jaylen Brown's a fucking beast. We're not trading him, you idiot.
Thank you.
Love me some Jaylen Brown.
Yes, sir.
Last year he said he had freaking handles like Butterfingers and that we should trade him. And I said, you watched basketball for a month and a half. Shut up.
Love it. All right, Mikey, I was just changing my wardrobe. I had to get some Celtics gear on, but hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for joining again, buddy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Awesome. So let's kick this off. I want to ask you a question. Let's get right into it. So it was a rough off season for our Boston Celtics, right? Ime Udoka, he made some questionable moves. I don't know what he did, but moving on. So, how do you feel? I mean, looking ahead into we're pretty close to the All-Star game. We're the number 1 seed in the East. How do you feel?
I think we have what it takes to get over that hump, man. I think Tatum and Brown learned a lot from last year's playoffs, those finals. I think Tatum especially learned a lot from those finals last year because he was probably the number 1 reason why we lost against Golden State. He was just terrible. And I think he was easily
the goddamn turnover record. Jeez.
The turnovers, man, it was terrible. Hey, Jaylen wasn't. He was the best player in that series, Jaylen, for the Celtics, but he had his turnovers
I'm out of
too.
here. I gotta go.
Jaylen did hold his ground in this finals.
He did hold his ground, but
best player in that series by far. Andy won the Heat series for us too.
Yeah, I think just the extra year of experience for them both, I think, is doing a lot. You can see it this year. They're not messing around. They just beat the bag out of Brooklyn by 43 yesterday. I think
That game was
Ooh.
awesome, man.
I
And
think
we got another energy shifter tweet from Jalen Brown. So you
that's what
better
I'm
watch
saying,
out.
man. So
Did
I
you
think
guys
they're
see
about.
that, Diesel? Another energy shifter tweet
Oh,
by
yeah.
JB.
I
Was
just feel
that
like, do we feel
49-13 in the first quarter? Is that what it was?
Buddy,
Yeah,
it
they
was
went.
the Jalen
Yeah,
Brown, Jason Tatum show, buddy. They
it
couldn't
was.
miss. The Celtics as a team could not miss from three. What were you
I
going to say,
turned it
Diesel?
off after the first quarter. Go ahead, Diesel.
I just feel like with all you guys, I feel like the Celtics, to me, I feel like they need another piece. Not like a monster piece, but I'm talking like an Eddie House type of James Posey type of guy coming in there.
Always. Yes.
Like I just feel like
Remember this, before we answer that question, we do have somebody supposedly coming back for the playoffs.
Gallo.
the
Gallo's
Italian
definitely.
sniper.
Sometimes we forget about him. Is he coming back for the playoffs? Do we know
I think
about
he's gonna
that?
be back before the playoffs. I think we might see him a couple of games in
He's
before.
a weapon.
I think he will.
Can I make a point? Because and I said the same thing. I thought we were having a bad offseason, but looking back on it now, did we have a good offseason other than the coach?
Absolutely.
I think we had a great offseason now looking at it, because what I wanted was another big man, but retaining Horford and having Time Lord come back, and we got all these people coming off injury, I'm starting to think we had a really fucking good offseason, other than our coach being a
Not only
hornball.
that pick Flair, but we got Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know if you mentioned him, but
Yeah,
dude,
Brogdon too, that's right.
this guy, I want to be on record saying this. I think Malcolm Brogdon is going to be a massive addition to the Boston Celtics during their playoff run. I think he is going when things aren't going that well, kind of like we saw in the finals. I expect a guy like Malcolm Brogdon to step in and show his experience.
I think he calms us down. I think he's just such a relaxed player out there.
Too. Like when he handles himself in media, he's very calm and collective.
Yep. I think he's legit the perfect addition that this team needed. Because last year in the finals, we had no bench at all. We saw that Tatum Brown playing 46, 47 minutes a night. And if you just stop those two,
we can't let those guys do that. You know what I mean?
No, we have.
That kind of leads me into a question for you, Mikey.
Hit me.
Do you feel like this team has now what it takes to win Banner 18, or do you want to see them make some minor tweaks, some addition to the trade deadline?
I mean, I think they do need to make a couple tweaks. I think the most important thing for them going into the playoffs is Robert Williams needs to be 100% healthy. If he's not himself, I think there's a chance we don't even get to the finals if he's not himself. I think he needs to be 100% healthy. That is the most important thing ever. And I think with that, I think we need to go get just another big body, whether it's Naz Reid from the T-Wolves. Doyle, we were talking about that earlier. Kelly, I mean, I'm all for it. He can spread the floor.
Kelly, I'll take Kelly, but I don't like the defensive side of Kelly. I like how he can spread the floor, but
I want someone.
A killer.
I want a bully like Naz Reid.
Is that the guy from the Spurs?
No,
he's on the T-Wolves yesterday. Yeah, and
I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, he started yesterday. Dropped like 26 and 14 on the Warriors in his first start of the year. So cheap money, 6'9", averages like 10 points a game off the bench. Just a good energy guy. I think just adding that, because we don't really have any big man depth. We have fucking Luke Cornett. We have Luke Cornett and Blake Griffin as our big man depth on the bench. And I don't know about you guys. I don't trust that.
He checked that box for you as far as one of those additions, because you mentioned two guys that kind of reminded me of him when Mikey said energy, and that's James Posey and that's Eddie House.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think we need to add, like another piece. Obviously I'm not looking for a superstar, but like a guy that's gonna contribute in the big games down the road in the playoffs. So I think, and we've seen it. We've seen Big Al get in foul trouble, and we've seen Bob get in foul trouble, and the guy was playing on basically one leg for us in the playoffs. I mean, dude, I think
he had to bow out last year, right?
What'd you say, Pick Flair?
Bob Williams had to bow out last year.
Yeah,
he had to miss games. He had to miss games in the
playoffs. He was missing playoff games, dude.
And that's why. Hey, listen, he's young, which it wasn't really for load management though. What it was the franchise recognized that he was not 100% healthy, and if we were going to put him in
management for the playoffs, they needed him when they had to get the minutes out of him that they could.
Yeah, exactly. But that's kind of like why when I went into the offseason, the one thing that I wanted was like, and I know this is a bad name to put out there, but like a Dwight Howard type, like just some big
was
No,
guy.
absolutely.
I was
Like,
in on that.
I wanted that, dude. I just wanted, even if it was freaking JaVale McGee, dude. Like, just get one more guy that can be down there when
Big body,
Bob
man.
needs a break, dude. So,
I
Absolutely.
would like that at a wing position as well. I think I want somebody that can kind of give Tatum and Brown a little bit of a break, man. I don't even need a superstar, but like, I'm just worried about their minutes, man. Jason Tatum is like the most played guy in the NBA for like 2 years.
And
what
he's
do
got
you
a
guys
bum.
think about Peyton Pritchard? His comments.
Oh, his comments. That's a great question.
No. This is I'm gonna come out and just say this. I think it was a very regular thing to say from someone who wants to be a good basketball player, but he's getting hate. Why? Am I wrong for thinking he doesn't need to get hate? Like, I think it was that to me is something. It's like he's not on a position on this team where he can be that guy, but there's plenty of people out there that could use him. So the hatred coming out from Celtics fans is just like, dude, he's done pretty good things for us. Why are we hating on this man?
I just think he doesn't have a chance right now. He's buried in the depth chart. You got
Brogdon did that.
You got Brogdon, you got Derek White, and once Marcus Smart's back, I mean, he's like the fourth guy. I mean, and just, unfortunately, the lack of size he brings to us, he doesn't have the good defensive side.
Yeah, and he's a grinder. I think if Marcus Smart wasn't on the team alone, he would have more, more opportunities. But like you can't hate on a kid for that. He just wants to be involved. He just wants to be involved and be winning and make money. Like
nothing wrong with
that.
We're not
going to pay him. No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're like 20, 30 minutes late, Mr. Coleman, in the...
Man, are you fucking drunk, buddy? Jesus Christ, we're not talking football. We're talking fucking Boston Celtic championship fucking basketball team right here, baby.
Let's go.
And I do want to mention, too, we got our boy Crafty who's in the chat. He's a Milwaukee guy, so he'll be another guy that we're going to have to recruit on this show one time because that could be the Eastern Conference matchup right there.
Let's go.
He says in the comments, Celtics versus Bucks is going to be a show, and that's right.
Yeah, it's always a show.
Speaking of that,
I think that's kind of like the freaking Patriots and Colts back in the day. Like I feel like the last 4 or 5 years, as soon as Giannis won his first MVP and Tatum started like putting his name as a top guy, I know I gotta shut up, but that was really when these two teams started like showing that in the playoffs, it's gonna be those two guys, whether it's early or whether it's in the championship. It's always going to be a dogfight.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Don't sleep on the Nets, though. I know we dogged them, but don't sleep on the Nets.
I know, dude. That's a team you don't want to see in the playoffs. Because, bro, we dogged them without Kevin Durant, too. He was watching on his couch. But, Mikey, Joe Mazzulla, right? This is interesting. I mean, obviously with the situation in the offseason with Udoka, I mean, we got this young guy doing somersaults, and, the players seem to like him. Do you think he's earned his role as the permanent Celtics head coach, or do you think that he has to put up banner 18 to secure that job?
I think he's earned it. I do. I think the only reason why they haven't taken the interim tag off him is because something legal with lawyers with Udoka. I think he did something so fucked up. The lawyers are saying there's some legality in it. That's why the interim tag is still on Mazzulla. I think
I think it is.
Yeah, I think the guys listen to him. They respect him. And let's be real. Being a coach in the NBA, it's about managing egos. That's really the big thing. That's the big thing, managing egos. And the Celtics, they got a lot of egos on that team. So,
what, you don't think like a guy like LeBron James would listen to G. Willikers or Brad Stevens? Yeah. What do you think? You're a big Brad Stevens guy. Would you listen to him in the huddle?
Doyle. You love my conspiracy theories. Do you think that the reason they haven't taken that tag off him is because he dissed the royal family?
Oh shit, dude!
Okay.
Not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
There's only one royal family, and it's the Holy Son and the Father Ghost. Let's go, baby.
That's wild.
I think he did some more shit than we think it is. I think he's in deep waters, and they just
I think he went in something to do with I heard some rumors he did something with minority owners of the Celtics. Something sketchy bad.
He was the front part of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I think something.
Oh my God. I heard it was the reason Giselle and Tom broke up.
That's why he said. That's why he said.
Tom came home and went, "Her? What are you doing here, you man?"
He says, I was finger popping each other's assholes, and that's why I only believe in one royal family, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yeah, praise Jesus.
My thing is, you know how we're talking about Pritchard? There's one guy that's been really grinding my gears, and I don't know what you guys think about him.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Mr. Grant Williams. Oh my
God, man.
Batman himself. All right, let me open up this Grant Williams talk. My thoughts on him are, I mean, he's definitely a fucking, he has some nights a lot more than often where you're like, dude. But what we can't forget about him is this guy covered Giannis, man. He did a great job on that, dude. And, like, that series was tight, man. I think that was a couple plays away from going either way. Every single game was close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I know what you mean.
Didn't he put up like 11 threes that game, too?
That's what I'm saying. He's kind of a hateable player, but it all goes back to you need these guys on a championship roster where, yes, they don't do it every week, right? Or every night, right? But, dude, sometimes you just have Eddie House comes in, jacks up threes and bangs them. Like, dude, sometimes you just need those guys that can get hot and do something where Jason Tatum's not doing his thing. Jaylen Brown might be, a little cold or something. And all of a sudden, Game 7, Kelly Olynyk back in the day beat the freaking Wizards.
Hey, talk about the guy who's most like Grant Williams too. Like, everyone hated Marcus Smart at first. Everyone hated him, and that guy has won us playoff series.
Yeah, you can tell when he's missing.
Oh, the offense is so different.
You can still hate him. You can still hate Marcus Smart as a Celtics fan.
I have mixed feelings with Marcus because sometimes he can just
go straight hate him,
dude. It's just like sometimes I'm like, dude, what are you doing, Marcus? Like, just stop, buddy.
Oh, he's a bonehead, but he's.
Yeah, but then he gets the call.
Defensive player of the year.
DPOY, baby.
That's it. Just play some defense for me, Marcus, and you win me back every time.
With him, it's all like it's when he gets too peppy, right? It's when he tries. It's like when he tries
those
to
first
put the
threes
whole
go in,
team on
man.
his back. Yeah, it's that's when he hurts us. But if he can just continue to really take on the point guard position, that's when we are at our best. Is when Marcus Smart is playing point guard.
My biggest thing. Yeah.
Over the last few years,
he's
definitely
defensive
taken on
pussy of the year.
I want to see Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, when he was fresh, like 2 years in as a Celtic, dude, he used to do this. He used to take on because he's such a strong player. He used to freaking go down and just bury these guys in the paint, man. Like, you take advantage of these guys, just bully them and back them down and just hit a nice hook shot or get a layup. Like, I wish he did that. Like, I'm sick of his 3-point shenanigans. Like, dude, I just want him to play bully ball because I used to call him a pit bull.
I'm glad you brought that up because I've heard you make that point years ago, 4 years actually, I should say. And early on in his career, I remember he would take advantage of some little mouse guard. He would go down there. He would post up back to the basket, and he can take advantage of a.
He's a great post player. He's a great post offensive point guard. He's really good at it in the post. He's got a good, nice little fadeaway going. Like, he needs to do that more. But
Game 3 of the finals, he was legit destroying Steph Curry. I was at the game, dude, and he just kept bodying him. He kept backing him down and just keep taking it to the hole in Curry, and Curry had no answer for him, dude. And I'm like, why can't you do that every fucking game, dude? Why do you have to?
I had saw Doyle at the Boston Garden at 3.
I'm like, fucking bring it down. Keep fucking going to paint.
It's different. It's different in basketball, man. You can't. No. You're good. You're good because you're all making good points. The point that I would say is that it's different in basketball. There's so many games, and that the calls are gonna waver left to right. Where it's not the same as one of my best quotes ever. Any given Sunday, if you just run through a motherfucking mouth again and again and again and again and again and again, just run through a motherfucking face. You can't do that in basketball. You can do it for one game, but then next game, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna call you for a foul every time you motherfucking do it.
I know.
Well, he can do it. He can do it to Steph Curry for one game, and he did a great job doing it that one game. Next game, he got called. Didn't he foul out in like the third quarter the next time?
He needs to play football on the basketball court, like my boy.
Yeah.
Love
Ice
that
Man said.
analogy.
Yeah.
He needs to play football.
Yeah.
You just run through a motherfucker face again.
Hold on, we need to address a couple comments in here.
Yeah, there's some.
We got
There we go.
Morgan, and I love what she said in here. She said Curry is what we call on this podcast pretty bad.
Pretty
against the Celtics." She is on, man. She is
he-
on with that.
He's
And then
dead right now.
Crafty says that Mark, I love this comment out of Crafty as well, because Diesel, we know him. He says Marcus Smart is going to be the death of the Celtics, and I can he's not liking a guy like Marcus Smart. That's funny to me.
Fuck.
I don't. I know you guys are gonna hate this, but I'd love to have like a Kimba back in there and still have Smart going. But
would love
it's just
that
like
too.
You know what? I
I'm a
would love.
big Kimba fan, dude. I was.
He didn't go
I had a,
anywhere, right? What would you
no,
love,
he's a
Diesel?
free agent, dude. He's just
I would
hurt.
love
He's just
a
like
little
him, dude.
switch
He's
roles
hurt.
right now. I would love Brogdon to be the starter and Smart off the bench as a spark plug for us.
Yep, I like
Come
that.
in there
too.
and just sick him, Smart. Come in there and sick him.
Is,
I'd rather
Brogdon
Brogdon.
starting with Smart out?
No, White.
And Derek White.
Which has not been bad.
They're
Derek
keeping
White's been
Brogdon
good.
at that
I
six-man
don't care that he's been doing good. I just hate Derek White as a player, and I've just got to put that out there.
It's because his
I hate him as a
hairline.
player.
You don't like his hairline. That's it.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
it's
take his
because he
talent
looks
away.
like Kevin Hart is a white guy in freaking Scary Movie 3. That's why. He's scary, all right? I wouldn't show a picture of him to my kids.
I know. My wife, every time Derek White's on my screen, she's like, oh my God, that guy is one ugly dude. I'm like, I don't give a shit. This guy's fucking,
Dude,
this
he
guy's
does.
fucking balling for us. I don't give a shit.
Diesel's like, yeah, that's what you get if you break up with me, you dummy. That's what's on the market.
Jesus.
Michael, who
Yeah,
is
what's
the
up?
Celtics' biggest threat in the Eastern Conference?
All right, I got three teams. I got three teams for you.
Where's
guys.
Crafty?
Oh, okay.
All right,
Crafty's
all right.
definitely eyes looking over. Here we go.
First team I got.
It's
First team
crafty.
Miami Heat, man. The Heat in like a first or second round playoffs, dude. Something about that team.
Can
I don't know
ask
what it
you,
is, but
it
we play-
because of Bam? Is it because
It
of
is
Bam and Tatum's
Bam. We have
friendship?
no-
Jimmy Butler.
We
It's
talked
Jimmy
about this
Butler,
last
Bam.
time. Bam and Tatum's
They're
friendship.
boys. They're boys,
That's
man.
huge.
It's weird. It's weird, but
It's weird. Like if I'm playing Pick Flair in anything, I'm putting him in a
Yeah,
fucking
you wanna-
full Nelson, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Oh,
doing.
yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
literally rolling Patty up and shooting
Something
three with him.
Yes.
He said
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
so-
roll him up and shoot him like a free throw. Mikey, before you move on with this,
Yeah. Hit me.
because our Bruins, we're not going to do Bruins tonight, so we're getting a little bit more of Maggie P's tonight, BB.
Wow.
Let's go,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Perry backed out. Hey, Perry, if you watch this
He's
tomorrow,
got to go do.
fuck you.
Mikey,
Fucking
I
Perry.
think on the Miami Heat,
Yeah.
oh man, that's a team I've been petrified. But buddy,
Tough, dude.
I think we're over that now. I think we're over that, and I think if
Yeah.
we see them in the playoffs, I think we'll fucking take care of business. The
I
team
hope-
that I
I-
don't want. Keep going with your list because I know
Yeah.
you're gonna say the team that I don't want to say.
So I got Miami. Then, dude, this might surprise you guys. I feel like I got Cleveland as a team.
They
Ooh.
have our number. They have our number.
Oh.
So why I have Cleveland, man? They got that Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, dude. Those guys are freaking trees down there, man. Something.
Hello,
I went to
baby.
one of the games against Cleveland, and that's a tough defense. They're the number one rated defense in the NBA right now. Donovan Mitchell averages like 30 points a game against us. And a fucking low-key Celtics killer that I don't know if you guys know about, Karis LeVert. That motherfucker
That's
dropped
Levert.
like 50 on us
Right.
when he was in Brooklyn. And then the game I went to, he dropped like 45. Something about that team, I don't know. I got bad vibes against them for some reason. That's a
I have
solid
to
team,
know
I
who your
think.
third team is at this point because now
And
I'm
then-
really torn on. There's two teams that I think have to be on this list, and there's only one spot left.
So my third team right here, this is very important. A fully loaded, healthy Bucks team. I still think we
Okay.
haven't. We have not played the
It's
Bucks
Middleton.
with Middleton in like over a year. I think Middleton. We can all
Is
agree.
he the biggest
number one-
Celtics killer ever?
Number one Celtics killer is Chris
Dude.
Middleton. We can all agree.
Dude,
He's
oh,
like-
100%. I would have put the
100%.
Bucks as my first, and
You
Miami
guys
is
look
my
at Reggie
second.
Miller versus the Knicks.
He's
I
unbelievable.
would have put the
man.
Nets as my third. That's the only
See,
difference that I have.
I like that. I like that.
I was mixed between
I mean,
Cleveland
dude,
and Brooklyn.
you made great points
Yeah.
with Cleveland though, because like, dude,
Yeah.
Levert, especially when you mentioned Levert, like,
Yeah.
he really is just a fucking.
It's weird. I don't get it. And then other
That
teams
makes no
play like
sense.
shit.
Answer.
Like,
That's an IQ answer, Mikey. I got to give you some credit. I think that's a great pick
100%.
because everybody's. I'm probably not so much the NBA, but I think more casual fans are really sleeping on a team like the Cavaliers.
I mean, they started the year like wicked hot, and then they kind of fell down in the standings a little bit because Mitchell's been missing time. But that's a team in the second round that could go easily 7 game series, no doubt about it.
Time in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Our thoughts on Philly?
Sold on those losers.
James Harden, biggest loser in the NBA without a doubt. And
No, the
I
biggest loser in the NBA is Joel Embiid. Sorry.
Dude, I kind of love Joe. I like Joe.
I like his fucking sellies too, dude.
Fuck it.
I just don't think they have the offensive firepower to keep up with this. Like, you can dump it down to Embiid as many times as you want. The guy's gonna get worn down eventually. And then
two of the biggest two of the biggest crybabies that are potential MVPs ever.
Yeah,
in my opinion. And people can say Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah.
I don't see them as big of crybabies on the court, even close. People can talk like, you listen, Kyrie, I get it. In the media, that's one thing. KD on Twitter, that's one thing. But Embiid and Harden on the court, I got a 7-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter that I can take care of easier than those two motherfuckers.
It's gross, man. That team, I fucking hate that team. So I hate James Harden. Might be my most hated player in the NBA.
Diesel, look at the chat. Diesel, look at the chat. I need you to address it. Diesel needs a second here. Hold on.
Yeah, what is the wife doing, Doyle? What do we got?
What the fuck is that, Morg?
The wife says opposite. She says, I love James Harden.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, wait till you see him without a beard.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him without a beard? It's disgusting.
But yeah, that's Philly. They don't scare me.
It looks like Mike Howe without a Casamigos. Disgusting.
I'm only gonna say like the one team that scares me is gonna be Milwaukee. They're just that size, bro, is scary, dude. Just the size that he got over there.
He has the ability to just take over.
He's a freak.
Just unstoppable. He has the ability to be unstoppable.
And they got the shooting to match us. They got the offense.
Celtics number kind of too. That's a good one, Britton. I like that.
Yeah, they got the offense to match us when they're fully healthy, bro.
I want to say it's Middleton
too. Like, didn't they get? I know this guy's not necessarily a game changer, but I think he's a solid depth guy. Is
Ingles.
Who's that?
Joe Ingles. They got him from
Utah. That's a big piece. That's not a small piece. That's a big
piece, man. Good piece.
A good kid from good stock, good skin color. We love that kid. It's a bunch of white guys. You gotta love a white guy playing basketball and shooting the basketball.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing bad about that. Everyone put their head down. It's okay. All right? It's okay.
Listen.
I know there's no white quarterbacks in the Super Bowl this year. It's okay. We got white shooters still in the NBA.
Unicorns.
Right? Yeah. Unicorns. Yeah. Put a fucking dildo on his head. He'd be a unicorn.
Mikey, let's assume that the Boston Celtics make it back to the NBA Finals.
All right.
Who would you predict to come out of the Western Conference to match up against the Seas this year?
Oh boy.
See, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I got 3 teams as well. This is tough, man.
I don't want to see him.
So the first team I got that doesn't, the least of the 3 that scares me, I got Denver. I think what Jokic is doing right now, I think he's the MVP right now.
How do we stop Jokic?
Averaging Jokic with like 30 points per game.
I think he's the team that dominates us as Denver.
Yeah.
I was when you said I think I'm least worried about them. I was like, I can't be Denver.
Yeah, but then wait till my other 2. So Jokic, I think with the healthy Jamal Murray, I think that changes.
I know, but we've seen this before. They always.
I know, and then they falter in the playoffs.
They get psyched out. I went to the
Celtics game this year, and the fucking Celtics waxed the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, but then we went there and they kind of owned us. So, I mean, that's like I said.
It's just if we see him in the finals.
Right.
If we don't have to see him in the playoffs. They fold in the playoffs. If they get into the finals, in my opinion, that's a fire that's been burning for a while for that team.
Two teams, like Yeah, the Celtics were there last year, but they also lost to a team that I personally think we were better than them, and I think that we lost due to
100%.
experience.
Ourselves. We did it to
Experience.
ourselves.
I never seen
Killed
a team
ourselves.
just puke all over
And
themselves.
they had the
Dude,
dog
hey.
in them, right? They had the dog in them in the NBA
Yeah.
Finals, and the Celtics
yeah.
just, they were
They had the experience.
they played so great the whole entire playoff run,
Yeah.
and then they just ran into a team full of papas. It's like when you play
Yeah.
a men's
This-
league team and they just
this-
fucking bully you a little bit in the paint.
This kind of sound like was.
You're on a fast break and the old guy just wraps you up. Doesn't let you age. Sorry, buddy,
No.
but we don't
I
give
think
up
Patty.
over here.
I think Patty Ice is painting the picture for what's about to happen to the Eagles next week. I'm just saying, buddy. Hey,
win
the
some money.
experienced team. Listen, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
One
so
team has
next-
experience. The other one's been dominating against shit teams.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Crafty. Denver's losing first round. Crafty says no sale on Denver.
Yeah, I don't
It's-
think I'm buying in on them either. Who
it's
else you got,
tough. It's-
Mikey?
So
Yeah, who's the other two?
we just talked about Golden State. That's another team.
Okay, was
They-
that one or two?
That's
I
one
don't
of
want
my.
to see him either.
That's
I
one
don't
team
wanna
I'm
see him
praying to
either.
get
That
typed
team-
out.
They're
Kryptonite.
in Tatum's head. Something
Oh,
about that
God.
team. It's kind of like
Oof.
Miami. Something about that team. They're not afraid of us.
But the-
They can match our shooting. Steph Curry can literally take over a game
Mike, who's the
And it's
best point guard of all time?
all time.
Yeah,
Magic.
Is it Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson? Yeah.
cool.
Magic Johnson. He
so
can play
Steph
every
Curry-
single position.
Steph Curry's
Steph's-
right there, though.
Steph's clo-
I think Steph Curry's the best shooter, no doubt. Like ever.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Easily.
That's not. It's really, to be honest, at this point, I don't think that you can even make a good argument for
Sure.
why Steph Curry isn't the best shooter of all time.
Seriously, man.
But that,
No,
to
you're-
me,
absolutely.
it puts him close
That-
as the best point guard of all time. I think he's number 2, if not
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
agree
could
with that.
argue he's one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
100%.
Dude, he's really
That's why I
bad.
think
He
they're
can
tough.
shoot wherever he is eating a sandwich, just fucking from
Oh.
fucking 3/4 of the court or whatever. The last time we played the Warriors, did you guys see the half court shot? He
Sure,
did?
yeah, I had
Oh,
a feeling
I
it was
literally
gonna
thought
miss.
I was convinced we were going to lose that game after that. I was like, yep, no.
Couldn't believe
Did
that.
see
Can't beat them.
something interesting that his record in his last however many overtime games is very bad. He hasn't played
Really?
well in overtime. Yeah, I saw that on.
He
Well,
wasn't
they
that
also-
good that game. He was not good at all down the stretch in that game.
He's been hurt. He's been hurt
yeah.
as of late. And if you stretch that back, I saw the same thing that you did, Patty Ice. I looked a little bit more deeper into it. 1, he's been hurt. 2, the other stretch of games, because they made it a very specific timeline. So the hurt stretch, and then before that, he didn't have Clay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's tough to me to kind of really discredit him for that.
Mhm.
But I don't want to see him either. I don't want
Yeah.
to. I'd rather see. I'd rather see the Nuggets.
Some
Yeah,
part of me
absolutely.
some part of me wants to see the Warriors just so he can slay the Dragon Man. Like I would
Yeah.
Diesel in them.
I like that.
Definitely.
so
I
much
like
better
that.
if we could just
Definitely.
fucking beat him
That's
and
the
just
Diesel I
oh.
know. That's the Diesel I
like
know.
that.
Oh,
As much as I don't want to
That's
see him,
true.
because then they're like, "Oh, you still can't beat the Warriors, though.
I know.
Like, you're lucky they're not there." But I honestly
That's
like.
the thing that's gonna oh my god, that's my biggest fear with the Celtics is is that narrative still better than
Yep.
our team? Like, oh fuck, I hope not. But
Mhm.
you never know
The
what the
last time,
Go ahead,
the
Pick Flair,
last
go ahead.
time, the last time I saw Diesel in person, we were out there in the fucking cold on a muddy field, and we were watching a underdog try to take out our rivals. And you know what we both said to each other? We punched each other in the chest and said, "I want ST." And then we lost.
And then we only made it there.
And then we lost. Well,
Disqualification.
I feel you, Diesel. For whoa. But no, for real. I feel the same way as you. You always want to beat the team that took you out.
Always.
Oh,
always,
always.
man.
Feels
Always
better.
want to be the team that beat you out.
Feels better. You know what I mean?
Does.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
No,
Huh?
fucking bring it. This
I'd
is
love
our
to
year,
take
but
out
I'll
the
take on
Warriors.
any fucking
Come on,
team, buddy.
Diesel. Come on.
Who's number 3, Mikey? Who's number
All right,
3? I
last-
gotta know.
Again,
Guess it.
this team may be a surprise to you guys, but again, this all depends on health. The Clippers.
I
I
think
thought you were gonna
that
say the
team-
Lakers.
I thought he was gonna
fuck
say
the
Grizzlies.
fuck the Lakers, bro.
Ooh,
I thought
that's
you were saying
overtime.
The Clippers, when healthy, arguably one of the deeper teams in the NBA. But that's the thing. If Kawhi feels like playing, and let's talk about what the fuck happened to that guy ever since he left Toronto. I don't know what's good with him. He's all
Curse.
fucked in the head.
Drake
But
Curse.
that team can match us. Duo like Brown and Tatum, Kawhi and Paul George.
Flair, put
That would be a
thing
good
back
one.
right there, buddy. Get rid of that thing. Fucking put it back.
Boys.
My kids are asleep. I'm gonna get fucking demolished tonight.
Yeah. That looks
Can I
good.
watch you jog that?
Oh, fuck
my
yeah.
God.
Buddy. Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
He's pretty bad.
We're fired up.
Lordy.
Let's go.
um,
But yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't have the Grizzlies.
dude, I just feel like
They
they're
just
one of those teams.
underdogs.
They talk so much shit, and they just
Yeah,
fucking
they're all person.
dance
They
around.
blow it
all-
for themselves. They blow
Like
it for
Shannon Sharp
themselves.
literally called them all out against the Lakers, and then
Oh,
he
yeah.
went on like
Oh,
a 5
Mike, can I ask Mike a question?
He would
Can I ask Mike a question? Is there a single player, and I'm including Adams in this, a
Alright.
single player on that court, Lakers and Grizzlies, that would have even lasted a round with Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp.
Steven Adams might get
Steven
more.
Adams the only one. Pat Bev might.
I
maybe
don't
just
even
'cause he's
think
a sociopath.
Steven-
That's the only thing I can think of.
No. Like, I mean, dude,
But
literally, like,
maybe,
I
I don't know.
give you Steven Adams maybe
Steven
a round
Adams.
just because he's so big.
That's
But dude, Shannon
maybe.
Sharp.
Oh, I got.
You know what I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you think that anyone on that court or in that fucking stadium would last with Shannon Sharp, go on NFL Network and watch the Football Life
he's-
about how Shannon Sharp
he's-
grew up,
Oh,
I
man.
got-
and you will change your mind.
What do you
What
think?
about
Steve?
that?
I don't know.
What
Steve.
about? What about
I
Bane?
don't know,
Desmond
Steve.
Bane on the
I
Grizzlies.
don't
That dude's
Idiot.
a brick
I like
shit
him.
house.
I like him, but
He's just
but
got
he,
big biceps, man. He just curls.
he
all
would
day.
he would get
bad.
folded, bro. He would
Yeah.
get folded like a lawn chair.
But yeah, that team's a fraud team. I feel like they're gonna take themselves out. Someone
Yeah.
will get in their head for some reason, and
What do you think, Skip?
That's John.
He talks too much.
I love his game and everything. Don't get me wrong. I just think he really relies on his athleticism a lot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think.
Yeah.
He's
That's-
Allen Iverson without a
Exactly.
team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Allen Iverson never won a title.
That sucks.
I think
wish
he
did.
Let me tell you, if they
Ja
get to
does
the,
too.
if they get to the finals against the Celtics, we'll wipe their ass in 5 games.
Oh my
I'm
god, I
telling
agree.
you.
Random
A
thought.
little
agree.
gentleman's
We'll be dancing.
gentleman's sweep. we'll be-
Off basketball, Shannon Sharp. There's this Sunday, I think, at 8:30, 30 for 30 on that Baltimore Ravens team. That Shannon
Oh,
Sharp.
yep. And that you,
Football.
dude, I'm telling you though,
Sunday night, that thing looks peppy on 30 for 30.
watch
team
that. But if you have time, I'm telling you, life changing watching that Shannon Sharp of Football Life.
Yeah.
This man grew up in a hut. Like, you don't fuck with people that grew up the way that Shannon
Nah, he's
Sharp
a-
grew up. He's a dog, and he's still humongous and
He's like
athletic.
50, right? Isn't he in like
Huge.
50s now?
Yeah.
He's still like
Oh, yeah.
benching
Oh,
like
yeah.
315, like
He's
for
bad.
15.
The funniest thing I saw was that picture of him turned around with this
Dude.
fucking quilted jacket. And then they said if this was an album cover, the album would be called No Skips.
I don't know, Skip. What do you think?
No
Skip?
skips, dude. Like,
Have you
come
guys
on.
seen the meme of him drinking the Mountain Dew and he's just like,
He's a character, man. He's so funny.
I love me some Shannon Sharp.
He's
But
the man.
No,
Gentlemen,
he would have
this was-
dogged everyone over that fucking
got any
over that
closing
court.
takes or anything? I think I had a lot of fun this episode. That's my closing take. This was a good one.
Great
Yeah,
episode.
boys. This is
Great
fun.
episode.
Thanks for
Mikey,
coming on, Mike.
Thank you for
Appreciate
coming
the
on.
basketball talk.
Everybody else in the watching, really appreciate everybody. Seriously, the people participating in the chat, the people that give the thumbs up. I mean, Pick Flair's got his shirt off. We're gonna have
Celtics
sir.
Bruins are winning a championship this year.
Celtics and Bruins are going to be champions this year, and then Mac Jones and Billy O'Brien's going to lead the Super Bowl. Shut it off! Shut it off! Shut it off!
We can't let him say anything. Shut up.